beginner's guide, draw on your webcam with Video Pencil and CueCam Presenter. That's what we're talking about. So have you ever seen someone do this on Zoom? So just the idea is like we're drawing directly into the webcam. No screen shares, no disruptions, just direct communication. You know, just it's just beautiful. Like just we can change colors, we can do different stuff. How cool is that? And then like add to that the ability to just slide out this thing. Look, you see how it kept me centered, and then in here we can sort of just make some notes. Note 1, 2, note 3, and then if you want to get fancy, you can go wowee, and like add some text. Wow, that is some incredible technology, Michael. We can sort of like add in. It's got some features, Video Pencil, but yeah, like this is all just like directly, in a screen share on my webcam. Like I'm not firing up something, I'm not installing some special Zoom app, right? I'm just like, oh, that's what I forgot to talk about, but that I'll talk about next time. So let me show you how easy it is to set this up with Video Pencil and CueCam Presenter. So what do you need? So first thing you need is a Mac. So ideally, and we'll try and ignore the slight jank on those transitions because I did want to have a little icon on here. Ideally, Mac OS 26 Tahoe or new, just basically like a recent Mac, right? Ideally, Apple Silicon. It just handles video and all this kind of stuff so much better. And you need a webcam. Right, so that's the level we're going in today. If you want to be able to draw on your webcam, you're going to need a webcam. Now, technically, you could use your phone as a webcam if you didn't have a laptop, and that's an opportunity, that's a possibility. But I'm going to assume you're bringing a webcam. There's ways to use that. I've got clever ways to use your phone as a webcam, but we're not going to talk about that today. I'm just going to assume you've got a webcam that you like using. The next thing you need is an iPad. So it needs to be relatively recent. My one's a 10th generation iPad. I think it's it's a couple of years old, 3-4 years old. And just running iOS 17 or more, right? So you just need you need a sort of decent Mac and you need a fine iPad, right? You don't need like an iPad Pro. You don't need like what is it, a Mac Studio, like anything like that, like. And then I am going to recommend that you have a USB cable. The number of conversations I've had where I've been, have you got a cable? Can we just try plugging it in? Just like find the USB cable that came with your iPad and just sort of plug it into your Mac, right? And because it keeps your iPad charged while it's in front of your Mac, and we're going to get a better connection down the line. So you just want Mac, iPad, and just get that cable ready, okay? And then this, before we go any further, you might want to know how much this is going to cost once it's working. Wow, you don't get this sort of fun stuff for free. You can basically try all of this for free, but you're going to get a floating Video Pencil logo over everything. So it's just going to be sort of like here, it's going to be here, like, so it's going to sort of get in the way a little bit. But you have two paid options once you're happy that it's something you want to do. First is CueCam. So CueCam is $4.99 a month. That's the annual cost of the essentials package. Like it's not the sort of full studio, which is more like $14.99. There's a sort of affordable one. There's massive education discounts as well. Like if you're a teacher, then you just get 70% off. But that's rent to own. So there is a limit to how much you will ever pay, right? It's not a permanent subscription that you have to keep paying. It's a subscription that you can dip in and out when you're using it, and then you can like cancel and come back. So that's kind of my vision for that. Or literally, if you just buy the $39 Core Essentials thing in the in-app purchase in the iPad app, then that just covers you for everything we're doing today. Like that's fine. And that's a lifetime thing. So what do you need to download and where? So on your iPad, you're going to go to the App Store, and you're going to, you can go to videopencil.com, and that's going to give you a button that takes you to the App Store. So go to the App Store. It's going to look like this. You can see my face, so that tells you that, hey, we're definitely in the right place. It's Michael. Look, it's got some information about this. So you download that for free from the App Store onto your iPad, and then just get that, open it on the iPad, and it's going to look like this. So you're going to have this is the screen. So you've got your drawing tools. So currently I've got I've got this pink pen selected. I showed you the sparkle one. That's a paid purchase as well, I'm afraid. But you see, like, you're going to be able to see, not straight away, well, you're going to see the iPad camera first, but you're going to be able to see your Mac's webcam here, right? You're going to be able to see, like, once it's working, you're going to see it's going to actually connect directly to your Mac, and that's all going to happen automatically. But like, this is the user interface. It's got some drawing controls. It's actually got like a media picker, so you can load stuff in as well. But that's for another time. Now on your Mac, you're going to download CueCam Presenter. So this is a Mac app, and it's a direct download from the website. So this isn't in the Mac App Store. This is direct download, and that's because I'm doing a couple of things that you just can't really do with the App Store. It's the more advanced things, and maybe at some point I'll get a version of it in the App Store that is a bit more stripped down. But it's just it's sort of much. It's hard for me to build something like this whilst kind of fitting in the Apple's sandbox stuff, the audio stuff, the video stuff can get a little bit. I need a little bit of a little bit more. So it's a direct download from the website. It's fully notarized, signed by Apple. It'll tell you it's been scanned for problems. There's no problems. So I go through a whole. It takes me 15 minutes to deploy this thing, and then to install it, you're just going to drag. You're going to open up the thing, and you're just going to drag it into your applications folder. From applications, maybe drag it into your dock or not, or just double click it, right? So that's going to be on your Mac. So I'm sure you've downloaded apps from the internet before. Just, it tells you it's scanned, tells you it's safe. It's all good. You don't have to sign up or anything to download it. You can just go to cuecam.app/download, and that's just going to give you the app straight away with no strings attached. You don't have to sign in or anything. You can do that later once you've had a go on it. The important part, right, once you run it for the first time, it's going to guide you through the setup process so that we can get to where we want to go as quickly as possible. And so I'm going to give you like some highlights of that step by step. It's going to take you through it nicely. It's going to be fun. It's got some little fun Easter eggs in there. But the important part is going to take you through the process step by step. So most important things are, one, it's going to ask you, CueCam needs access to your camera. So you're going to have to make sure you click allow on this one. Please click allow. Just how is it going to be able to do your camera if it can't access your camera? It can't. So step one, make sure you give it that one. When you get to Video Pencil, it should just be ready. So this, you go through a couple of cards, and then it kind of goes, this Video Pencil there. If you're running Video Pencil on the iPad, it will just connect. You see, we're at like where is this? Like 40%, and it's already showing you the drawing feature. So we can draw on the iPad. It even detects if you did a drawing and says nice, right? So that is like step 3. Then you can, this is shoot, like you can actually do some clever stuff with your iPhone as a camera, but you can probably just skip that. So just, there's a skip button there. You don't have to like find shoot just yet to do what we're doing today. Microphone access, we don't necessarily need it now unless you're recording, but I mean, just grant, like, it doesn't hurt anything, just allow it and it will be good to go, right? Later, because it's a bit harder to track down, and I should probably put this in the troubleshooting thing, like what if I didn't give it permission at the right moment? Well, maybe we'll get to that. Now this might be the most important step, so please pay attention to what this is telling you to do. So step 1 is going to be open system settings, and step 2 is going to be turn on the camera extension. It's telling you, look, don't press the big button that Apple makes easiest to press. Press this button, press this button, please press this button, because otherwise, because it literally says you can enable this camera extension later, but I, after years of working on this stuff, cannot find the bit in system settings. It's in such a weird place, and it's called something so weird, like you've just got to like click open system settings now, or you're never going to see it again, frankly. So you click I'm ready once you're ready to do that, okay? This is what that looks like. It's going to pop up this alert. I've made it look as similar as I can in that little thing. You're going to click Open System Settings, and then that is going to give you this list. Now, you see I've got loads of these. I've got eCam, I've got OBS, I've got Video Pencil Camera, I've got the beta, I've got some various stuff. But this is, so in this case, you're going to want to like turn on the new one, right? It's going to be switched off. You're going to turn it on. It's going to ask for your password, and then you're going to be you've got the camera extension. Now it can show up in Zoom. And then Zoom, CueCam wants to give you a virtual mic. So this is to save you from audio loopback hell, all that kind of stuff. And it's also how recording works when you want to record in CueCam. So if you sort of installed CueCam, you skip this step, you tried to record something, it didn't have sound, that's because you didn't install the virtual mic, and that's why. It will tell you as well. It'll say, oh, I can't find the thing. And it'll have like exclamation marks on things. But I think the easiest thing, just add that part of the installation, then it's just done. And it is gonna like restart your audio engine. So if you were like recording something while you were doing this, it might interfere with that. So just watch out for that. You can always just like restart your Mac and restart Core Audio later. You have the option of restarting your Mac, but you might as well just do it with this button, which I have made nice and bright pink. And then once you've done all those steps, it's going to say, "Okay, you're ready," and it's going to drop you on the live camera window. So it's going to drop you on this screen, which looks like it's not going to let me do it. I have to. Oh, was that showing me? Oh yeah, no, it's showing. It's just showing the wrong screen, isn't it? I got confused. The live camera window, where you'll see your camera and you'll see the share bar and stuff. Okay, let's just come out of that. That was an ad lib that did not work out, wasn't it? Anyway, the point is, when you draw something, you're going to see your webcam on your iPad now, right? And now it's always a little hard to show this because I can actually like jump to the Osmo camera and show you this, right? Like this is my iPad, but now because I'm sharing the Osmo camera. The Osmo camera is what's showing on the iPad, but you can see, like, if I point at the iPad on your feed, it's pointing to the right place, but you can see it's like here on the iPad. You see, I can see that arrow kind of coming back through. That's where I drew it. If I draw, I can sort of like point at things. I can point at this SD card, like, and say, here, look, there's my SD card, and I'm just drawing on the iPad, and that just works, right? So the next thing you're going to need to do is like, so how are you going to use this? Are you in Zoom? Are you in Teams? Are you in some other thing? Here's how to select CueCam in Zoom. Before you join the call, you've got this camera option here. So just make sure CueCam is selected as your camera. And that was the thing that's the camera extension. That's the thing that we installed when we went to that system settings thing and pressed the wrong button, the button Apple didn't want you to press. That's going to give you that CueCam option. And it should be available immediately. You shouldn't really have to restart anything for that to appear. But, if in doubt, you can always try restarting. But yeah, CueCam's going to be right there. And you just select that. And this is showing my... I had my camera switched off when I took the screenshot. So it's just showing you the bars. In Teams, you got to like click on this little button here. So there's a button over here that lets you see your camera choices, and you're going to select CueCam in there, right? So in other apps, any app that lets you use a webcam on your Mac, you can select CueCam as your camera. So that includes FaceTime, QuickTime Player, Google Meet, anything running in Chrome or Safari or Firefox. You can use WebEx, anything where you can select a webcam, CueCam is going to show up. And then just a PTA, like do not use virtual or blurred backgrounds in Zoom or Teams because it's going to blur out your drawings as well. It's going to make it all look weird, right? So don't use those special effects in Zoom or Teams. Thankfully, CueCam has you covered. Like you can click on the camera icon, the camera icon, go to your settings for that camera, and it fully. Coming back to that, it gives you the ability to blur your background. It gives you the ability to replace your background just in the same way as Zoom does or Teams. But you should do that in CueCam so that this stays nice and crisp and you're not adding any confusion. Also, make sure that Apple isn't blurring your background or doing something weird. So portrait needs to be switched off. Studio light needs to be switched off. The edge light is a weird new thing. It might be worth a try. I've got proper lights, so I'm not trying it. But it's probably worth a look. Like to sort of improve your lights, it just puts a light around the edge of your laptop screen to kind of make you a bit brighter. Certainly don't change your background. And you see here we've got CueCam Presenter selected. You'll also have Zoom here. or Teams. So just make sure it's all switched off in Zoom and Teams, in the other program as well, because Apple is going to just sort of be adding that stuff in. No, also, by the way, if you, let's not get into that, but CueCam also does voice isolation the same way as this mic mode thing. It's worth knowing. So I think that's everything. Right? So the next thing I wanted to show you was how to open a blank board to draw on. So you saw, we can slide out a space to draw, and we can sort of go nuts, draw some stuff, go 1, 2, we can go hello, amazing, and sort of add, sorry, I don't know why I did that off the blank board. The whole point was it was on the blank board. We can really easily slide this out with just a keystroke in the CueCam window. So what you're going to do in CueCam, you're going to go down to the share bar and you're going to select blank board. So that's just at the bottom of the main window in CueCam. You're going to go down to the share bar. I think the video pencil there should actually be behind the picture-in-picture camera. I think that would be really cool. I'm going to change that. So you select blank board, right? And that immediately opens up a blank board, right? But then you want it to sort of, we want an icon there so that we can always access it more quickly. So the first thing we'll do is just save that to slot 1, and I might make this the default, to be honest, because it's such a useful thing to have. Save to slot 1, and now you're going to have in slot 1, slot 1. It says plot 1, but just imagine that says slot 1. So that's slot 1. Is now, and it's got a 1 on it. That's just going to toggle blank board, and you see here we've got our blank board, and that we've got our space to draw, and you would be here on your camera if you were there. So I would just do that, and then you can just press 1 at any moment to toggle the blank board. So it's sort of like, it's really easy to sort of like come in and out and just go and just sort of like do that. If you don't like the color of the background, you can just hover over. You can either click one of the color presets there, or you can click on this thing. So there's a thing right here. If you click on here, it's going to bring up the color picker, and you can just, like anything on your Mac, you can just use the different color. So here I've got a purple selected. And then there is a little, this is with a white board, so a white blank board. So I'm drawing in that color, but you see you can actually change the width of it. Just like hover over that middle bit, change the width of it, and it's going to go to a different size. And if you want, and then if you don't want to be picture in picture, by the way, like this, you can just click on the face cam icon there, right? So if you don't want to be like this, if you just want to like disappear and just sort of whenever you're sharing something, you don't have to be there, right? We can just come in and come out, and actually, so that's easily done. Although you won't be in the face cam when you've got a blank board. Now I come to think of it. But that's everything you need to get started. So basically next time you go on a call, you just need to follow this checklist, right? So video call checklist 1, is CueCam open? Is it running? Has it got a little white dot under it? Is Video Pencil open on your iPad? Now you don't have to, like, if you open it later, that's still going to work, but like, hey, you might as well sort of come prepared. So launch Video Pencil, because then you can see like, oh, is it definitely connected? Like, can you draw? Does it show up? You can just quickly check you're seeing your webcam on the iPad and that you're seeing the drawings on your Mac, right, in CueCam. And then finally, just make sure that CueCam's selected in Zoom or Teams. Like, is CueCam selected as your camera in your meeting software? So that's all the things you've just got to check, like if you just want to use that in a call. Now I'm going to talk about some troubleshooting tips. So here's some things you can try if something doesn't work. Because I had an interesting chat about, like, I think if something goes wrong and there's no sort of, you don't know if you did something wrong or my thing's just not working properly, it's good for me to give you the steps just to sort of verify that it definitely is something broken on my side. Hopefully it's not. So what if Video Pencil doesn't show your Mac's webcam and the drawings don't appear on that? So basically it's not connected. The first thing you can do, usually it's Video Pencil side that it's the easiest thing to quit because it doesn't interfere with your call or anything. But you just need to just try force quitting Video Pencil. Now, not everyone knows how to force quit an app. So what we do is we swipe up from the bottom of the screen on the iPad. So where there's that little, you see there's that little bar that kind of appears down the bottom. You swipe up from the bottom, but you only go like halfway up. And that gets you to like this view, right? So you want to be in this view. So that video pencil is now a tile on here. And now you want to fully swipe that off the top. So just uh, uh, um, so swipe that up. Okay, just swipe it all the way off the top, and then that fully force quits it, and you'll see this happen. Okay, and that's just like fully quitting Video Pencil, which gives it a chance to just like have another go and try again. Okay, so let's just sort of look at that a few more times. So you can swipe it up, swipe it off, swipe up halfway from the top, goes into this view, swipe it off the top, swipe halfway up from the bottom, right? Or you double tap the home button if it's an older iPad. Right, so then open Video Pencil. See it connects this time. If that doesn't work, just try quitting CueCam. So you can right click the CueCam icon, quit, or use Command Q, or like use use the CueCam presenter menu. But you can just quit CueCam. Maybe it'll be frozen or something. You force quit and then just relaunch it again. See if that fixes it. And then so that's sort of how to sort of get the connection hopefully working again. You can also, like, if you're not plugged in over USB, make sure that you are on the same Wi-Fi network. Both devices are on the same Wi-Fi network, and you don't have any weird firewall settings, and you don't have any weird like port forwarding stuff. Right, if you've got a complicated router or firewall situation and you're trying to do it over Wi-Fi, that can cause problems. So that's why I say just plug it in with a cable. It's going to keep the iPad charged. I always do, and it's just much snappier when it works as well. It's nice. I heard this one, like, CueCam camera is frozen in Zoom or Teams. So the thing to check there is this CueCam running? Has it got a little dot under the icon? If it's not, just fire it up. Just make sure it's got a little white dot under it. Now, if CueCam is running, just try quitting and relaunching, right? And just seeing if that brings it back. What if only the drawing is visible in Zoom or Teams and not your camera? Well, have you turned off the camera in CueCam? So CueCam has a separate camera control. So just make sure that this is switched on and that you've got the one selected. So if you click on that button, let me see if I can get it to go into demo mode properly. Yeah, okay. Oh, it's the wrong screen. Okay, if we you see this button down here, camera, that toggles, so that goes like that. Although it wouldn't be face cam. It says face cam because I'm showing face cam at the moment, but you get the idea. You can click that to toggle the camera on, and that's how you turn that on and off. And then if you wanted to try CueCam without, like, might end up, you don't want it to get stuck on your computer and you changed your mind. Like, here's how to fully remove CueCam from your Mac. So first you just need to remove that virtual mic via the output menu, and then you just like delete the app, and that's going to delete the camera extension as well. And it's a weird system that Apple's put, that you can't just go in and delete the files off the file system or use like Clean My Mac or something. It's weird. It's like registered and a really low level, and like it's sort of tied to when you delete the app. So here's how to uninstall the virtual mic. Just go to the output menu in CueCam, which is there, and just select virtual mic, uninstall virtual mic, and that's just going to let you put in your password and remove the virtual mic. And then to delete CueCam, you're going to just drag CueCam to the trash or right click delete it, but not from the dock, from like that. You'll go right click, show in Finder, and then you'll delete it in Finder, and then that's going to let you uninstall delete CueCam, and that should pop up a thing that says, oh, this is also removing a camera extension. Okay, cool. Or if you don't want to uninstall CueCam completely, but you want to get the virtual camera off, I had someone complaining about this. I'm like, okay, it's easily done. Just go into the CueCam menu, output again, remove. It says virtual camera, uninstall camera extension. So you just can uninstall it from inside CueCam as well, or you can turn it off in that secret system settings area. And then the only other stuff, I guess, would be settings. So I think it's worth kind of like having a quick look at this. I didn't think about this when I was writing the blog post, but if I just share, let's go CueCam pick app. We're going to pick this, and also it's going to be black, I think, because I need to just switch my CueCam to be sharing my other screen. Screen to use when sharing apps is going to be, oh, it's showing the right one. Okay, cool. So here is system settings. Is it? Let's just try that again. Do you know what? I can't wait for CueCam 4 because you can like press back. So and just go back to the last thing you shared and stuff like that. Please can right, okay. We have settings. Maybe we'll zoom in a little bit more on that. Right. So where does CueCam put itself? So the first thing you need to so we've got privacy and security. So it's going to ask for, camera is in here. CueCam presenter is in there, so that's switched on. Microphone is in here, so there's CueCam presenter. If you've done any screen sharing stuff, that's under screen and system audio recording. Actually, the best thing to do here is to click on the one and then click this button down here, minus, rather than like turning it off and on. Sometimes doesn't work. Apple's Mac OS is just a bit buggy that way. My face cam's gone. Then I'll show you where I'll see if I can find that camera thing. It's like users and right, yeah, it's general, login items and extensions. Scroll down to like by category, and then you've got camera extensions here, and then that's where that list lives, the camera extensions, if you were ever wondering. And then so that's kind of the main settings, and then like also it will ask for network access as well. So under privacy and security, there's local network. So you're gonna have to have given it local network access as well, so it can do that other stuff. So, coming back, that is all the troubleshooting I can think of. But I don't think you're going to. So that, and also how to uninstall it. But I don't think you're going to want to uninstall it because once people see you doing all this fun stuff, and once you're able to do that fun stuff, and once you start learning the next things you can do, you're not going to want to go back to that old way. So you can get CueCam at cuecam.app.